Here we go. Peg City Soundoff on a Wednesday night, probably the last Wednesday night for a little bit. We are still in April, which means one thing: the sponsor, School of Rock Winnipeg. I don't know if these gentlemen here have School of Rock out there. I'm sure they do, but School of Rock Winnipeg is the April sponsor. Some cool things coming up with School of Rock. A couple collaborations coming up. We will get to that later. I shouldn't say too much right now, but first let's get to our guest tonight. Usually we keep this pretty local. Usually we focus on the Winnipeg bands, the Manitoba bands, but we're going outside this time, and for very good reason. We're going to get to talk to the band tonight. We got 3 of 5 members of Derev. Guys, I'm going to let you take the mic here and tell me a little bit about yourselves. Introduce yourself to Winnipeg for the people who don't know you.
Sure. Hi, my name is Armando. I'm the co-founder and guitarist of the progressive rock band called Derev from Toronto.
Yes, I am Michelle Karakash, drummer and co-founder of Derev as well. Very excited to be here.
Sorry, I'm Mike. I'm the vocalist.
Excellent. So, how about a little bit of a history of the band? I know you guys. I know you got a good history here. You're not just a band that 4 guys that went to school together, all got together, and played in garages for 20 years, and then played the odd show. You guys have a bit of a history, and you got some big stuff coming up here. So, tell us a little bit about the history of the band.
Yeah, so me and Michelle, we actually met in high school back in Kuwait. That was around 2010 maybe, and we became really close friends and started playing music together, jamming together. We always had this idea of putting a band together on, taking music as a career and pursuing it. But we didn't really have the opportunity back in Kuwait. It's not a great environment, especially for rock and metal music. And once we finished high school, I moved to Canada. Michelle moved to Syria to continue our studies. And it wasn't until 2018 when Michelle had the opportunity to also move to Canada. So we sort of reunited and felt like this was, we had the shot to actually give this project life. And that's how the band started.
Excellent. And Mike, how about yourself? How did you get involved?
I found a post in Toronto musicians like a wanted page. I had been in bands like for basically all my adult life, and like classic band story of they're just kind of there's no like drive, there's no like person pushing us forward kind of thing. And so seeing their music and seeing what they were doing and the drive that these guys had, I knew that I had to audition for them, and luckily they liked what I had to bring to the table.
Yeah, I'll quickly add to the story here just for some more context. I moved to Canada through a Syria refugee program and was lucky to be able to get here. I actually worked really hard for a very long time to get here, and it was not easy. But luckily, once I was here, I was in contact with Armando, and it felt like the universe kind of brought us together. So we had to pursue this opportunity. And yeah, we've had the pleasure of having Mike recently with us. He's toured Eastern Canada with us. We did a bunch of shows in Ontario and Quebec. And now we're heading out west, and we're really excited about it. I also want to give a shout out and mention our bass player Stan and our keyboard player Ran, who have also joined us recently um, to share the experience of the album with us. They've actually worked on some of the tracks of the new album. And yeah, we're really excited to be bringing this to all of Canada.
especially Winnipeg.
For sure, right? Um, it's a really good seed in Winnipeg. I'm very excited for you to come through. Um, let's maybe get to the album, Troubled Mind. Um, Phenomenal. I've said it. I said it before we went live. I said it when we first went live. I've been listening to it a lot lately. This is a time I'm glad my car has a CD player because I get the great quality of it. But anytime, even at work, I get out for a little bit, go grab lunch, go pick up a vehicle or something, anything, I turn it on. And I had it on today. I was with another employee of mine. I turned it on, and I think he popped his ears up a little bit when he started listening to it. Especially, I put on Room 9, and that's my personal favorite off the album for sure. Um, what what draws your influence to the style of music? It's the progressive music. Did you grow up listening into this, or like what bands maybe influenced you in this?
Yeah, personally, I didn't grow up listening to progressive rock until I actually met Michelle. In my teens, I started to get more into rock and metal music, but I definitely didn't dive into prog until me and Michelle started getting close and playing together, and he introduced me to Dream Theater. And after that, I was gone. I was deep in the prog sea, and there's no going back. So yeah, after that, it was Dream Theater, Symphony X, Opeth, Porcupine Tree, and it just got better and better and better, and until I knew that's the genre I want to pursue, especially because prog doesn't put these constraints on the style of the music, the length of the music, what it should sound like, what instruments you can involve. So we really love the no limits aspect of prog.
Excellent, Michelle. You grew up listening to that.
I couldn't have answered this any better. I think I was also lately introduced relatively to Western music in general. I spent most of my childhood in Syria, where the norm is usually Middle Eastern, Syrian, Arabic music. But a friend of mine, a fellow drummer, actually introduced me also to Dream Theater, Metallica, System of a Down, and as soon as I heard a few songs, I was hooked. And being a teenager, being really passionate and excited about it, I wanted to take it to the next level, and that's where I kind of met Armando at that period of time, and we just motivated each other. I remember, uh, starting to play the drums when I was around maybe 15 years old, and I was trying to play Dream Theater and System of a Down, which obviously is not a great start, but it definitely helped me develop the skills much faster. Um, and yeah, ever since, it's always been a dream of ours to make this project a reality, and I think we're doing pretty well with it.
Excellent, Mike. You have pretty strong vocals on this one. Um, who are who are some influences, like maybe vocal influences? Because when I listen to it, I hear some, I guess, phrasings of of there is actually one song. Actually, I think it was in Room 9 where I heard a bit of a surge thing going on there. Who are some bands that maybe influenced your vocals?
Um, I will just quickly say that it's not me on the album. That's the
Oh,
previous vocalist.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
no worries. To be honest, my own sister has mistakenly said that, wow, I can't believe that's you on the album. You sound so different these days. It's like, yeah, well, there's a reason for that. But
All right. Well,
to
I
answer the
learned
question
something today.
anyway, because I will be the vocalist on the next records going forward. So um, my vocal influence is Dustin Kendrew from Thrice.
Hmm.
Um, he's been just like all throughout high school, and then just the way he's like matured, and the band has really grown. Like they're so experimental within their genre. I just love them so much. Also, being Canadian, Dallas Green, when I first heard him, absolutely blew my mind. And Alexis on Fire, just in general, how they have that like almost combative vocal energy. Like one guy is so pissed off, and the other one is just pure elation. Like I've always been trying to get to that, like uh, hearing both of them within the same vocalist is something that I always tried to do when I was younger. Um, Screaming, it's tough on the vocals as you go on, so it's something that I've dropped since then. But I think every now and then I'll get some like grit out, and it always like adds to the performance. But I have been compared to Surge as well at our recent shows, so I'll take that.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Mike has been killing it with us live. We're very, very happy to have him with us. Not just from a vocal perspective, obviously his vocals are amazing. Otherwise, he wouldn't be with us. But also his presence live, the way he ties the audience with us is amazing, and that's one of the things that really stands out in our shows. I do want to give a shout out to Adel Saflo, the vocalist on the two records. He definitely did a phenomenal job as well, adding those Arabic, Middle Eastern intricacies that you might hear on the album, which you were referring to, Joel. Um,
Hmm.
that's definitely part of it for sure.
Yeah, no, it's great. Um, Getting to the writing process, recording process. How does the writing go in the band?
A lot of different ways, actually. So some songs, for example, are born from jam sessions, just us trying different ideas, and then we land on something that sounds solid, and we start repeating it and trying to build on it until it sounds like a foundation of a song. Other times, one of us might have a more fleshed out idea, and we try to demo it and then present it to the other guys and build it from there. But we do have a makeshift home studio here, and
Okay.
we try to demo things as early as possible, just so we have a clear picture of like what the overall song sounds and feels like. And
Hmm.
even most of the recording is actually done in this home studio, except the vocals, because Adel lives in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, so he did that himself. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. It's always interesting talking to bands. You go write a 3 minute song, and it's kind of composed of a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out, right? But when you start talking about your progressive style, I've always wondered that how writing goes with that, and the construction of the song. You know, the first song on the album. I'm pretty sure it's 7 minutes, and it's like what goes through the minds of writing and composing these songs is just it's incredible, actually. Um, Funny story for you. I just kind of thought of it. Your, I believe was it your album release March 22nd in Toronto?
Yeah, the show. Yeah.
Okay, I was in Toronto that night, and
Wow.
I was at Massey Hall that night though, and I had bought tickets for a band that had come over from England. I really wanted to see the kind of bucket list thing, and I was at that show, and I stayed at Pantages or whatever it is across from Massey Hall. And I remember thinking, how can I make this work to go to this Massey Hall show and then go check you guys out? And I didn't know if it was possible. And
That's tough.
I never that was my first time out of Toronto Airport too. So, but yeah, how was the album release?
I'm sorry to tell you, Joel, it was one of the best shows we've ever had.
No, no.
But don't worry, we're gonna recreate it in Winnipeg. Okay, I
Yeah,
promise.
absolutely,
We'll do it
absolutely.
together this time.
Yeah. This is a pretty big tour you're doing right now, the Western tour, and you're starting off. You're going west, and then you're kind of hitting a couple on the way back too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, no, go ahead.
we're starting with Sudbury, going all the way from Ontario up until Vancouver, I think. And yeah, exactly, we're hitting the few shows on the way and then few shows back. It's definitely going to be a great experience to be touring for this long for the first time with all of us as a band. But we're really really excited for it. I think it's going to be a great time for everyone.
And you've never done the Western Swing before?
No, first
No,
time.
first time.
Most of
Good
us
for you
haven't even
guys.
seen the Canada besides Toronto and Montreal.
The West is beautiful. You're driving the whole thing?
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, well, it's kind of boring between Manitoba and Saskatchewan, but once you get through us,
Everyone
our
tells me
music
this.
our music scene is good. Landscape not so good. But you'll enjoy that. So yeah, May 20th in Winnipeg at Side Stage with Valley and Arrow and Sunbreather. You guys are gonna love Sunbreather. The bands you listed, yeah,
Are
you're
they
gonna love
also
Sun.
prog or?
You know what? They have an album out called Above the Clouds, and it's really kind of funky, like kind of like Chili Peppers style, with a
Yeah.
little bit of prog in it. But uh, Callum, their guitarist, who's just nuts. He brought out an 8 string at the show a couple weeks ago that I saw him at, and they went into some pretty deep stuff. But
Meshuggah style.
yeah, so when they were playing, and then when I listened to your album, I was kind of thinking of Sunbreather too. It's like it's such a good mix. Having you guys come through, and I really think they're the right band to be up there with you. I'm completely honored that we're going to be up there with you. We're a little bit of a different style. We got our 3 minute songs. I think our longest one's like a 4 minute. It's pretty standard indie rock, but yeah, it's gonna be a great night. But speaking of the opening bands, I was kind of going through your tour dates and looking at bands, kind of just picking up bands along the way in their respective towns of the tour, right? Um, do you guys listen to the other bands pre-tour?
We
We
have to
try
at some
to.
point.
Yeah, yeah,
We might have not started yet, just
yeah.
because we were really busy with Ontario
Oh,
Quebec tour as well. But
yeah,
that's definitely gonna be the playlist while we're driving the 8 hour
yeah.
drive. So we got a lot of listening to do for sure, and looking forward to
for
hearing you guys as well.
for sure. With the tour, what are you looking forward to most? We could talk all day about it, but what is the one thing you're looking forward to?
So for me, one of the things, honestly, is meeting the bands in these different cities, seeing what the scene is like. I mean, we played with so many bands, and it's crazy how in like the most unexpected show, you see this incredible band that you never heard of, and you're seeing them live, and you can talk to the musicians. So it's pretty unique experience to get introduced to a band like that. So that's one thing, and then the second is the audience, is the crowd, the fans in these different cities, in different venues, different environments. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I would say the same. Playing live on almost a daily basis is definitely something on my bucket list that I've wanted to do for a long time. And visiting places like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Vancouver, which I've never been to, I'm really looking forward to that. And also meeting and seeing how the metal and music scene in general in those cities. We rarely hear about small towns and cities. So it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. The thing personally that I'm really looking forward to is showing these guys like how beautiful our country is, man. Like they only know the concrete jungle of Toronto. So like their jaws are just gonna drop. Like when we get to Calgary and we see the mountains, just like the mountains are gonna blow their minds. And then the
Mm-hmm.
fact that like Vancouver, like not only is it its own big downtown city, but then you know, you look to the right and there's another mountain backdrop, and you look to the left and there's just water. It is like a giant, you know, it's gonna be so amazing just to watch them like really see what Canada is all about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I say, you're going in some real beautiful places. Yeah,
All
like
right.
pulling into Calgary, you'll see it in the distance, and I love the mountains myself. I'm stuck on the prairies, but you know what? That's all right. It's a good drive going through the prairies, throw on some music, and I mean it's just pretty straight and flat. So you'll have the time to maybe listen to some of these bands that are playing with you that have had the privilege to be added to these shows. It's just fantastic. So um,
So how are
one
you
thing
seeing the music scene in Winnipeg in general, Joel? Give us a
you know
quick
what
background.
you know what, and I'm surprised I haven't got a chat message in here yet. But our music scene in Winnipeg, and I'm sorry to tell you, I would put it toe to toe with any city in Canada.
All
It's
right.
good. It's good. Um, it's deep. I've said this many times where it's not a big city, right? It's not like when I was in Toronto, I Ubered from the airport to
Mhm.
Massey Hall, and it took like an hour. If I Uber from the airport to my place, it takes about 15 minutes, right? And it's not a big city, but I've said before that when you think you've seen it all and you've met all the music people, just like that, you go to a different show and you get a completely different crowd, different bands. I've kind of been venturing into the punk scene of Winnipeg a little bit, just with the show and some advertisement stuff, and it's very rich. There's all kinds of bands. Where we're playing the side stage is right beside the Park Theater, which is a big touring band venue as well. Same owner actually, but side stage is the venue that Winnipeg needed. It's just a phenomenal venue. It's not small. It's not big to the point where you have to have 500 people in it to make it look full. Side stage was the venue the city needed, and it's busy. And that whole strip that it's on, it's called Osborne Street. That whole street has, I think it's five venues on it,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
on a weekend, especially in summer, it's kind of like I couldn't even tell you because I don't know Toronto that well. But it's really the heart of Winnipeg here, and in the summer, there's people up and down the street, and in these venues, you know, even if you're a relatively unknown band in the city, you can still pack a house because there's so much foot traffic, right? But
Awesome.
yeah, it's phenomenal, and there's so much support in Winnipeg of the music scene. And like for myself with this show, I started with a group out of Sudbury, Ontario. I was kind of working with them, doing talking to some bands, and then I kind of broke out into my own because it's just there's so much going on in Winnipeg, and I've been doing this since September. I feel like I've talked to every band, but I bet you I've touched an eighth of it. So yeah, I am so excited for you guys to come through here. You know, there's probably gonna be a lot of band people that are in different local bands at that show that night. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys get to meet some people and get appreciated that night. But speaking of that night, do you guys have any merchandise?
Oh yeah.
We have
Good.
tons, and we're bringing them for sure.
Perfect.
Yes, we have
Perfect.
shirts, CDs, and now we actually just received the vinyls for the album recently. So they're fresh, and yeah, seeing the album artwork on the digital platform is one thing, but seeing it physically that big and just like looking at it is kind of freaky, but it's great.
That's amazing. Not a lot of people. I shouldn't say that. There's not, but there isn't a lot of people that are doing vinyl right now. So to be able to go do vinyl, that's phenomenal, and it's such a unique thing that a big merch grab too, right? People appreciate vinyl, especially in these days. vinyl's kind of on a rise, right? So and it has
Yeah.
been for some time now. So that's excellent. CDs as well, vinyl shirts. You kind of got everything. Now here's something you guys haven't seen yet, but there's a little chat box that comes up here. So Ruth Morris, she's a big supporter in the city. She does a lot of promo stuff for some bands. She's late to the party here, but big supporter of the show too. So hi Ruth. Um, Make sure you're at the show, Ruth, May 20th. I know there's a lot going on that week, but
And
you
come
guys are
save
coming in.
love.
You're coming in for a busy week, so that's good. Um, so just just to double back to Troubled Mind. Do you guys have a favorite track on it?
Mike, why don't you give us
I
your favorite?
I would say Cyclone. I think Cyclone because just like performing it is I don't know, there's just something about it. It gets me passionate every time I do that song. Like it has such a like sway to it. Like I totally get lost on stage listening to that, and I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but man, like it is what it is. And I think the fan favorite is probably Darker Self. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Armando, I'm curious to hear your answer here.
I think for me it changes. Right now it's actually Paracusia, the instrumental track. Maybe because it's the one I've heard the least so far.
Okay.
I knew it.
Yeah, it's the last song that we did, so I haven't had an insane number of listens, so that's why it still sounds fresh to me. So right now it's my favorite.
Yeah, for me, I think Darker Self right now is the one track that I never get tired of listening to. Mainly because, just like Armando said, when we're involved in the writing process, we hear the song tons of times, and um, Darker Self is one of these songs that Armando kind of had steered and did the rough demo for. He wrote the lyrics, and it had a lot of uh, Middle Eastern Arabic elements to it as well, having the darbuka in the intro. Uh, and yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. There's a really good headbanging riff there as well, and yeah, the ending just kind of ties things together. So it would be my favorite right now.
Excellent. Cool. Um, I love listening to it, and like I said, my personal favorite off it is Room 9. But then you get to is it Tides of Time,
Mm-hmm.
and you think you're kind of getting into a completely different realm of going from Room 9 to that. But I just love the instrumentation of the entire album. Everything's just perfect. I love it, and I will probably continue to listen to it until that day that you guys are out here, so I can finally hear some of these songs live. That's a whole other thing here. Ruth says you guys are playing with my friends the Fixer. I'm assuming that's in Thunder Bay, Ruth. Um, cool. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm excited for
that
your
as well.
yeah. I mean, this the beauty about Canada is so many bands know each other from different cities, and there's it doesn't take much. You talk to one person who knows someone else that lives in Vancouver and plays in a certain band, and yeah, that's Canada. Awesome. Yeah, which kind of brings us to the end of it, and I give the band the mic to just kind of say their piece, say what you want to say to your fans out there. Let Winnipeg know what they're in for. What goes into a live show? What are the fans of Winnipeg expecting at the live show?
Okay, I'll go.
Any one of you?
All right.
um, okay, I'll say the title and then Michelle can elaborate. A life-changing experience.
Wow, those are very short but precise words. Um, well, what I can tell you is if you like the album, you're gonna love the live experience a lot more. Main reason why is because not only is it, especially this album is very personal, it's very emotional, and it will definitely leave you with something. Um, Aside from that, we have been playing the songs for a very long time, and we've actually incorporated visuals to it. So even for first time listeners, uh, hearing a song like Room 9 or Tides of Time, they're going to be seeing those visuals, those animation videos. And it's going to be a mix of both the first album and the second album. So it's definitely going to be a great experience. If you like prog or just good music in general, you're going to love this show. So anyone listening to us in Winnipeg, all over Canada, um, check us out. And if you like what you hear, come see us live and come say hello as well. It's important for us to connect with the audience and hear what they think, and that gives us a big push.
Yeah, for sure. I think the audiences get such a kick out of it, like as much as we do almost. Like we're always talking to people after the show, and it's always so rewarding to like hear like, oh, we found you guys. It's always like organically they found us, and like this song means a lot to me, or like, oh man, you guys are so good live, like you're way better than I thought you'd be, like stuff like that is just, it's so rewarding to hear. And when I'm like, the guys are like doing really intricate stuff, so they're like focused in, and I get to like either I'm watching them sometimes or I'm looking at the crowd and sort of like trying to find the vibe of the night. And whenever I see someone just like with a big smile on their face, like swaying back and forth, I'm just like, oh man, like this is what we're meant to do. Like it's such a good feeling. So I'm very excited to see you guys out at our shows, and yeah, please come say hi because we'd love to chat.
Excellent. All right, guys. Great talking with you tonight. Like I've said, I'm excited to have you guys come through here. Very excited to play. To open I think we're the first band on, but opening the night for you guys. Um, you know, good luck across Canada. Good luck on the tour. I hope nothing but the best for you. Enjoy the West Coast,
Will
and
do.
enjoy the prairies. Of course, it's great. Um, but yeah, enjoy your travels through there. And anyone watching this on Facebook or YouTube or however you're gonna watch this, sincerely check out this band. Check out the new album, Troubled Mind. It's an absolute banger. I you know I can't say much more about it. It's just fantastic, and I know you're gonna be a hit in Winnipeg when you come through.
Thank you, Joel, so much for having us. And we are very excited to see you guys play as well, and get to hear your music firsthand. That's definitely going to be the treat for the night. So looking forward to it.
Excellent. Okay, guys, you have a great night. Thanks
You
for
Take
too.
care.
Thank
tuning
you, Joel.
in. All right, you guys Leafs fans? Are you Leafs fans out there?
Leafs
Nah.
fan.
Toronto Maple Leafs? No, don't care about. Nah,
I'm not a
nah,
hockey fan in
That's
general,
gonna hurt
so
us. If we say we
no,
like the Leafs, that's gonna hurt us out
yeah.
west. So no, we don't
No,
like
don't
the
do it.
Leafs.
the
We'll hold
worst.
off till after the playoffs.
Maybe once we're
After the
back.
tour.
Once we're back, we'll.
Excellent. Okay. Enjoy your night. We'll talk later. Talk to you
Have a
May
good night.
20th.